Well, we are back again for another episode of the After Show. It's yours truly, your host, Austin Showtime Ebersol, and
The Podfather is Adam Copeland. Good to see you again,
y-
Austin.
yes, good to see you. And we are happy to welcome back Maine Event Mike DeRusha, the 2023 New Storm Classic FlingGolf champion. How are you, Mike?
I am doing great. Thank you for having me here tonight. This is great.
Yeah,
This is
Thanks to
great.
be here. Yes,
Yes,
glad
thanks
to
to
have
thanks
you
be
to
here.
be
back.
here.
How did we coordinate to wear the same stuff as last time,
Yeah, pretty much,
or
right?
did
Yeah.
did
I wear
our
this all the
cycles?
time. I just wear it all the time. I mean,
I
so
just wear my Apex stuff constantly. If I'm going to tell other people to buy it, I figure I should probably wear it as well.
mhm.
So,
I'll
but
say I am. This is Yada's deep. Is it deep sea? I think,
Deep Sea,
which is
yes.
great. Austin Brooke wore this at the tournament for I think the individual one.
Individual, yeah, she looks good in
Yeah,
it. I think
right.
I think the Deep Sea's a good look. I know your Kathy has it. I know
Mm-hmm.
we actually sell Deep Sea out of the American Classic Pro Shop.
Nice.
So I think we brought in three of them, and two out of three of the sizes sold. So it's
Nice.
definitely an eye catching color there. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah,
Main event. You've got
speaking
some.
of,
Well, Austin, take that. I'll let you take the
no, so
segue.
and I know you're used to leading here, so I'm gonna take this one over tonight. But speaking of Yada, I feel like main event. Like, do you have something you'd like to talk about, or share with the class?
so, uh, so I will not say that myself. I wouldn't say Main Event is sponsored by Yada because I have something in the works for Main Event that's going to be
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
showcased at the individual event in Colorado, which
okay.
that just
Oh,
came
that's a good
in
tease.
that just came in the other day, and I tried them on tonight, and it's going to be banging. But as far as the team event goes with Spartan, Spartan has been picked up by Yada Golf, which
Nice.
SVL already had them, and he contacted them and asked them if they'd be interested in Spartan as a team. So
Mm-hmm.
they're sending Sean some polos for me to represent Yada at the team event in Colorado. So that's exciting.
Very
Excellent.
nice.
Excellent.
Congratulations. Yeah, that's good to get Spartan. Get them underneath the Yada umbrella there and rocking and rolling. And I just hope and pray that you don't show up in Colorado in Pins and Aces gear.
No,
Don't
no,
steal my vibe.
no.
I
You're gonna love what I show up in Colorado with.
I mean,
It's
I'm
this is
excited.
this is
It's one of those
it's
like
definitely new to the fling golf world. That's for sure.
is
New.
New
that
to
Okay,
the
that's
fling golf
good.
world,
nude,
huh?
nude or new?
Both, maybe both. You don't know. It's gonna be a surprise.
We got him so amped up on that speedo last week that
I
he's
I hope it's one of those like beach bum uh, t-shirt places that's got just the white t-shirt, but it's the outline of the body.
right, 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 right.
Main
is
event
there
tattooed across
any
the
hint you
chest.
is there any little hints you can give us, or do you just not want us to guess?
No, I'm not gonna. I'm just. I leave it right out there that I'll show up in Colorado with something spectacular.
Is
Awesome.
it a golf company?
We could say that, but
Oh,
if you get
I
on
let.
Instagram and you look nowadays, there is a lot of
That's
golf
true.
companies.
there's so many.
So
No, you're right. All
exactly.
right,
Yep.
I'll just be patient and wait to see because I think it's the fact that I mean it could be anybody, but I think the fact that you're bringing in a new company is freaking awesome, dude. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you. I'm proud of you, and I can't wait to see what you wear. Hopefully, you're wearing something. But
Oh yeah. It'll be something. It'll be great.
Please wear something,
good.
is what Austin's saying.
Please wear something. Please wear something. So, what I'm sure Adam is dying to talk here as I'm leading this episode of the After Show. So, this is going to segue just a little bit into the Fury Fling Squad. Adam, I would like you to tell us just a little bit about how the team formed, how you got the
Mm-hmm.
name, and your affiliation with Yada and how all that's going. So,
Sure.
hand it over to you.
Yeah. So I think Fury Fling Squad's a really good example of the help somebody else culture that we have in Fling Golf. So after the Delaware tournament last year, Brooks Medford had I think reached out to Yada, and he was I think he'd seen their shirts, he liked them, he reached out and said, well, you want to sponsor me? And when I reached out to him to do an episode of the podcast last year, he was like, "Hey, by the way, um, check out this brand. They're really cool. If you're interested in, getting sponsored by them, or because I think I'd put out there that I was looking for sponsors for the podcast. He's like, hit him up. And so he gave me the contact at Yada. And so I did that. I talked to Jack a little bit later. And I'd been looking through Yada's stuff. I was like, hey, Jack, they've got some Shamrock gloves.
Right.
Because I knew that was that Jack was a big fan of those. So he said, well, yeah, let me know about them and send that through. So Jag got pulled into the Yada family. SVL had reached out. He was, I think he was doing some Christmas shopping, looking around for some shirts, and he was like, I really like what those are. So we hooked him up as well. But then when the teams started getting announced, Brooks and Jack and I were like, so we're all Yada guys. We could do something together. We're, the three of us are not in the same place, but it'd be kind of cool to have a brand lead on a team. But we also thought it'd be fun to bring in some additional people. And Austin, you helped out. We got Brooke and Britt roped in. We thought it'd be good to get Brandon in as well, because our concept of the team is to have the opportunity to mix and match, particularly in the team events, knowing that not all of us will be able to make every one of the events, but the team, Fury Fling Squad, could be represented. And we also like the idea of just covering courses with the really cool Yada gear. And so we were able to do that. I mean, Yada was almost everywhere in Delaware. I think we're going to have a good presence in Colorado and the rest of the tournaments this year. And, I'm hugely thankful to them for their sponsorship of the podcast, of me as well. And I think I'm excited that they've brought in Spartan as well, because it shows that that they see something in FlingGolf and they're wanting to be involved, and they're definitely one of the companies that are on the front foot. And so kudos to them for doing that.
Right. No, I definitely want to second off that. Like, I think it's amazing that they're like diving into this with us, to support a whole team, to sponsor you guys or power you, however they want to go about the lingo.
Mm-hmm.
But to have you guys, and then to also negotiate with SVL and get Maine Event involved, who just came off of winning his own individual championship, I think that's amazing. So I definitely applaud Yada Golf for being a part of this movement now, and I hope that it plays dividends for them down the road. I hope that they definitely get what they're hoped for out of that. So, but yeah, man, that's awesome. I love it. I love the name. I like the color scheme, and I guess some of the team members are okay. I guess you like my family a little bit more than I do.
I think as I forget, where was it that I asked you, why don't you like your family? You said to me for the team.
Yeah, everyone was assuming that Brooke was gonna just be given an apex spot, but I want everybody to know out there, we don't just give spots away like other teams do. You have to earn your spot. You have to earn your spot, and with that, listen, I'm just saying. No. So at the end of the day, before we get into Spartan, Sam and I actually have a plan for how we want to grow Apex, though. And even though we joke around about we don't just give out spots, we do have we have like a 10 to 20 year plan that we're actually looking at here. And just to have top players Apex, we want to live by the standards that we're creating, and not that Britt and Brooke and everyone's not worthy of it. It's just we want to actually be able to, whenever we have people join us, we want to be able to cover the registration fees. We want to be able to make sure that they have golf balls and they're not ever buying their own golf balls. So like, we're not at that point yet. So right now I'd be like, oh yeah, you're on Apex, but like, you're not getting anything out of it, because we're with Odin, so we don't have the clothes, right? That's not we don't have polos. So I think that's a great connection that you guys all have, but we had to be a little bit different with ours. And so that our goal is to grow our brand, and then eventually we'll grow our team with the right people. But we'll just find out when that is. But I will say, before I pass it over, we did have our eyes on Maine Event as somebody, and this was actually coming off, even before San Diego.
Yep.
I knew that I have my eyes on everybody in regards to who's improving, who's playing well, and Mike was a guy that I had, a little feather in the hat. I'm like, I'm gonna watch Main Event and see how he does. So I'm happy to see that I have the eye for talent, but I'm sad to see that I couldn't get him because now he is leading the way for Spartan FC. So I will let that be the segue into Spartan.
Yeah, go
Mike, tell
Austin.
us
Austin, go
about.
go put some ice on your shoulder from that back slapping you were just doing for yourself.
Yeah, right,
Pat on
right.
the
That
back
was.
there.
Hey, I'm just saying. And Mike knows we've had private conversations. I did. He did know that I had my eye on him, and it is what it is. But Mike, you are now leading Spartan FC as not just one of the best teams, but as one of the best individual players in the sport right now. So tell me a little bit about Spartan, you and Sean's relationship, and what the future has in store for you guys.
So like you said, like we had talked, and we actually spoke a little bit in Virginia about teams and things like that, and they really didn't come into play until San Diego with the creation of Apex and some of that stuff. But in Virginia, even though Sean was unable to play because he injured himself, our practice rounds were incredible. I mean, Austin knows like that practice round we had. We if we would have played that game on Sunday in the tournament or whatever, we would have won because we
Yeah,
were
you guys were legit.
we were on fire that practice round, and we had a game plan and we had it established. And like I said, unfortunately, Sean was unable to play, but Alex stepped in and did a great job as well, and that led me to believe that that even whether it was SVL or Alex, like I had the ability to be part of a team that could be in the top five.
Hmm.
So finishing second with him was good with Alex, and then going to San Diego and giving SVL that opportunity to play. Because when we left Virginia, he was upset. Obviously, he couldn't play. Thought he let me down, but he didn't. Shit happens.
Yeah.
But when we went to San Diego, we had a game plan there. We practiced there, and when it came down to it, like in the qualifier, we had the best gross score. Out of the team event. Then going into the finals, we had a couple shots that we left out there that allowed, for Apex to get up there and take the victory. But that
I don't even want anyone to talk about gross score.
you know what I'm saying. But
I have two championships if we don't reset and we do gross score, so it's
yeah,
okay though. But
I, I
continue.
I I got one. I got one that way. So, um,
Yeah.
but that solidified the fact that SVL and I are a good team as we complement each other with my longer game and my short game is getting a lot better, and then his short game has been on point as well.
Mhm.
So then leaving San Diego was when we decided that. And Austin and I had talked in San Diego about Apex, and that was one of those things where it was he had his eye on me, and I was kind of watching him and Sam, and then I just
You weirdo.
yeah, right. Look over
Look,
your
He had
I
shoulder.
got
his
my
Look over.
he had his eye on me, and I was kind of watching him. And
it was like, hey, it was
Adam,
like
please make sure that this is the intro video.
no,
This is
it was the bathroom in San Diego, right? It's
Yeah.
like
Oh
you
yeah.
come out, I'm looking at you.
oh
Wait, that's
that
not the mirror.
I was like, why are there women washing their hands directly in front of me?
Oh, that was
Um,
bad. That was
What
bad.
changed? I went into the stall. I'm looking now, and I'm like,
That was the crazy. And then that woman splashed water on my face, like if I was really there or not. Like, yeah, I'm here. What the fuck you splashing me water for? Jesus, that was bad.
right, right. Sorry, I didn't
So
mean to cut you
no,
off
no,
there,
you're
but
no, you're
yes.
good. You're good. So yeah. So then after San Diego, we spent quite a few weeks actually trying to come up with names that weren't lame like Apex and stuff. So once we finally figured out, we decided on Spartan. Um,
So we went with Spartan.
Spartan,
um,
because they don't wear many clothes.
yeah, exactly,
Spartan.
right, exactly, and
Lame like
because
Apex. So we went with Spartan.
Spartans are badasses. you know.
Man, we went with Madden, like basic generic team name like Spartan.
No, that's not basic. You kidding me?
No,
Um,
it's okay.
no, it was good, and we go from there. I mean, I think same thing with you, Austin. Like there's a few players, individuals that and Fury's good. They got six individuals, so they have a very good base right now. And with the same idea and concept, like not everybody's going to be able to go to all the events. So if you can get a
Right.
team that has four or six individuals on a team or a crew, then based on where people can go, that they could play together. So same
Right.
thing with us. Spartan maybe 2 right now, but we have our eyes on a few people that hopefully eventually will grow to 4, and then long term 6 and 8, and who knows from there. And if FlingGolf ever gets to the level where we have tournaments where there's teams of 4 playing against each other, then
Mm-hmm.
we get to that level, which would be great.
Right. Oh, that'd be amazing. I mean, that's the goal. Like, I think I tell Neil all the time, like, dude, alternate shot is perfect for 2-man tournaments.
Mm.
But if we ever have 4-person teams, that's when we'll do a scramble type of thing.
Exactly. Yep. And I think that would be
Like
great.
alternate
Yep.
shot's perfect. I don't ever want to change it, but a
Nope.
4-person team,
Best ball. Yeah.
do a best ball. I think that'd
Yep.
be a really cool idea. And a little twist, I think each team should have to have a girl out of the 4.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I think that'd be a good little touch there. And then that's when I go, oh shit, I probably should have kept Brooke on Apex.
Isn't that's probably just when you put your Spanx on from last week and just play as a girl, right?
I'm Tina.
I was going to say, based on the 10 to 20 year plan, he may just be waiting on Navy.
No, yeah, there you go, right?
First
there you go.
I tell you, she's gonna be a little ball. I don't know. We might have to take Gwendolyn because she was balling out in the kids tournament. So
there we go.
Right.
So we can be sparkling Apex.
Some people may say you already are.
That's true. That's true.
Hey, we'll take that. So, but you never know. I mean, T-Rex gets to train and practice with Sam all the time, which is good. And Brooke may get tired of the Yada crew, so she may jump ship. Or you have Summer Flings. You have Chris Summerfield, who's also my neighbor. She's right out the window here.
Yeah.
So not right out the window, but her house is.
You're out the window right here.
Hey, Chris,
come in here.
Chris, you've been cued in now. I've been making you wait out there. But you never know. I think that'd be a cool thing. But yeah, I think that's great. And yeah, dude, Spartan's a good team. I think you guys finishing second in San Diego was amazing for Sean because you're right. He had that guilt and that feeling like he just let you down from October, and then the fact that you guys were able to play together and finish second in San Diego, I think justified how great of a team you guys really are. So,
and let's mention, I mean, that qualifying was just stupid conditions.
Well, and
those were
to play as well as y'all did, and,
I mean,
even through the finals. I mean,
well,
the
that's the
was
thing.
Still
In
San
Diego, I mean, with the practice rounds and the playing rounds, we played great. Delaware, our practice rounds, we played great. The day itself was a little crappy. Conditions weren't that great. I mean, we didn't finish where we thought we would, but I mean, there was a few shots we left where, I mean, it wasn't just us. I mean, we played with Jake and Kenzo, and same thing. There was a couple shots where Jake was short by like an inch, and then Sean was short by like an inch, or then we'd go over a little bit by like a foot, and it just stuff wasn't falling for us that day.
Hey, do you know what team wasn't just short an inch?
Yeah, but you're always short an inch, right?
Myself,
Exactly.
did pretty well.
Fury had multiple representatives in the team. All the guys qualified, and then you had Brooke and Britt going first and second in the women. So Fury balled out. I think
they did. Yeah.
Everybody represented in regards to the 3 people here on this call. Everyone represented not only just themselves but also their teams very well. So I think that's huge. So shout out to SVL. You're the only one we didn't get into the finals, but you are due, my guy. You are due.
He is. Sean is.
On the heels of the recent PGA Live mending of the fences and being curious about how those teams are what's going to happen with those. I don't know what that's going to be, but I think that's I know, Austin, you and I talked a good bit about getting teams set and in knowing that there's so much attraction from sponsors for the team aspect of that. It's cool that we've had so many different teams pop up and finding their ways in setting themselves up in different patterns or different sponsorship venues. It's really, really cool.
I mean, 100%. And by the time this episode airs, we don't know, but if Nike truly is going to buy Brooks Koepka's live team for $2 billion, and then Nike sponsors, I think his team's like called Smash or whatever it is, or Crush. I think it's Smash. That's exactly what I've envisioned from day one. And a lot of private conversations I've had with the both of you, I've told you both, I think that the team division is going to be what really propels Fling Golf forward. And it's exactly that. I mean, what's not to say that Adidas doesn't call Fury, not heaven forbid, sorry, Yada, but it's like, let's just say, like, they're like, hey, like, we want some skin in this game. And then,
Mm-hmm.
like then Puma calls and then Nike and Under Armour, and it snowballs, right? So obviously that's shooting for the moon there. But I think for us, it might be more of the golf balls, actually, to be honest with you guys. I
Mm-hmm.
think I could see, because we're going to represent our Yada and our Pins and Aces and Cart Jockey and Greater Half and all that stuff. But I think for us, I could see like not just Volvic and Odin Golf, but I could see Callaway, Bridgestone, Srixon, all of them being like, well, hell, like we want our own team, because that's a different
Mm-hmm.
way for them, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
there isn't team Titleist in golf or team TaylorMade and
Right.
things like that, at least not competitively,
Mm-hmm.
where we would be able to do that. So, and that's my goal. I think if I could put Odin, if Sam and I can have Odin in the same sentence and breath as Titleist and TaylorMade and Callaway, that'll be success in my book. So,
Heck yeah,
but yeah,
I
I think the
agree.
team stuff's going to be big.
I remembered there was one would you rather I forgot last week that may hit for this. Would you rather be sponsored by a national restaurant chain or a national hotel chain?
What restaurant we talking? Like Hooters?
Your your pick, man.
I mean,
Oh,
Right? Like, I mean, the thought is like, you want to be able to get a free meal wherever you go, or do you want to have a place to stay wherever you go?
I'd
I
probably go
mean,
with the place to stay. I
yeah,
would.
I think, based on how much we're probably going to be traveling as the sport grows, um, but also at the same time, if we're sponsored and doing the right things and making enough money, we can afford where to stay.
Yeah.
There's
Mhm.
just something really cool about walking into any restaurant and you're recognized as like the guy who gets free food no matter what I order. So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
take the food because I think that's a boss move, and then you
Mm-hmm.
can do commercials and
Yeah.
actually start
Austin,
making money
Yeah,
that
but
way.
Austin can get
Austin,
Wawa's. Like,
how many
I want anything from that cooler over there.
how many
And
how many Chuck E. Cheeses are left in the United States that you can go to, Austin? I mean, there ain't think too many of those left.
yo,
Those animatronic
don't
animals, they know exactly who you are.
do not knock Chuck E. Cheese pizza, man. That stuff is to die for. So I don't know what I would take the food. I think up front you take the hotels, but
Mhm.
then if you start thinking like I do when you're like, well, wait a minute, I'll take the food and then I'll do commercials for that restaurant and then I'll make the money and then but I'll take the food. I think that's cool.
Well, I'm thinking international because when we start traveling across the whole world playing fling golf, I want the hotels available when I get over there, like to stay at the
Well,
Marriotts and the Hiltons and stuff.
if you're sponsored by like McDonald's, dude, they're all over the
That's
damn
true.
world.
Right?
So I know Hooters probably isn't all over the world, so you might want to pick a better restaurant. But
That's
the
true.
Podfather said a commercial restaurant, and there's a lot of them that are worldwide. So
Mhm.
honestly, McDonald's would be a hell. Like I don't even really like
I
McDonald's, but
know,
like,
but oh my god, they're huge,
But
right?
you look at the
dude, they're
sponsor
huge.
who sponsors the Olympics, who sponsors FIFA World Cup. Like,
Hmm.
who are the companies that have the
Yeah,
money
right.
to take
It's
that global recognition?
Yeah.
That'd be really
companies
cool.
that are that size, the
Mhm.
size of McDonald's. So
Hmm.
yeah, no, that was a good would you rather. What about I won't do it. I won't bring it up. Adam was like, he's gonna do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. If you know, you know.
If
And
you
this
know,
is
you
something that
know.
probably just stays between the three of us. We'll just say we love you, Kathy.
Oh
Every single
goodness.
one of you.
So that
Uh,
makes me I wanna say one more thing. What is not say, but I want to ask you guys just for a little friendly fire here amongst the teams.
Mm.
I want you to say or choose the three teams that you think moving forward from Colorado through 2024 will have the most success. and you can't choose your own team.
Okay.
So choose 3 teams, and I'm not saying that they win all the time, but you think are going to just have success on and off the course. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So unfortunately, I'll probably have to say Apex because I think they stacked the deck. Um, but
We didn't
then,
stack the deck. We made good
I'll
business
chime in too.
decisions.
I'll say them because I think that's the easy answer right now, and easy not in a bad way, but it's just you guys have won back to back.
well, and
You're
yeah, I
set
mean,
up.
you got solid players. Um,
Yeah.
I'm excited. I mean, it's been announced out there, so everybody knows about it. I'm excited to see the debut of Savage. I really am.
Yeah,
Really
me too.
excited to see how Savage comes out in Colorado and how they perform and where they end up. And then yeah, I mean, Fury is right there. They have especially if you can mix and match, you know, so you have the ability to mix and match that some of us don't have now. So you never
Yeah,
know
that is a
what might
unique. That
happen.
is a unique. Yeah, that's very unique. I actually wasn't really thinking of that. To be able to mix and match any combination of the players to better suit the course that
Exactly.
we're playing is definitely a huge bonus there. So all right, so you're taking Apex, Savage, and Fury to have a good 18 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Podfather?
I'll take Apex. I'll go with Vipers. I think that
Yeah, that's true.
you've got between Jake and Ken after Colorado, you have 2 people who've hosted tournaments, and so as far as growing the game, uh, kudos to Ken for the recent news on Volvic sponsoring the longest fling shot.
That's
That's
huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's
great.
huge.
Again, national brand,
Yep.
getting sponsorship for one of our tournaments.
Yep.
So I think that's setting them up, and knowing their work
Jake's
ethic, knowing
legit.
Jake's.
Jake's
I mean,
legit.
Jake and I warmed up together at the first Delaware tournament, so kind of got to know each other then. Reconnected in Virginia, and yeah, he's been there the whole time. I think Jake, Maine Event, Zach were 3 of the people coming through 22 who I was looking for make big jumps in
Yeah.
23, and they've all done that.
They're all doing it right.
Um, let's see. I will give a shout out to Keystone. I think you still got
Oh yeah.
Zach and Big Hat are consistent top 10 players. They've got they're doing something cool with the regional as well. So
That's very
I
true.
think getting that foundation laid really good, and they've got Pennsylvania's got a good group of players. So I think that they've got good expansion opportunities as well. I'm not sure what they're looking to do with that brand, but I think they've got good opportunities.
They do. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what their future goals are for the team.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So to answer my own question, yeah, first I'm going to take Savage as well. I'm excited for Neil and Ryan to play together. I've played hundreds of rounds with Neil to this point, and I've actually played multiple team qualifying rounds against Ryan in the last 2 tournaments, and
Mm-hmm.
I know Ryan's strengths and I know his weaknesses, and I consider him a good friend. We actually talk a lot more lately, and I, if he wants help with anything, he knows I'm down to help him, and I think their games complement each other so well.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
And
definitely.
not to take any thunder from Spartan, but I also thought Mike and Sean would complement each other well when I suggested that back in the day too. And they're one of the best teams. So I think Ryan and Neil are going to be insane. I'm excited for their debut, and yeah, we'll see what they do.
Righty lefty combo too.
Mm.
That's
Ready? Yeah, Neil likes his lefty, so he
it is.
I pick on him about a 10 man loves his little lefty boys. I not even because Mike's on here, but I think I think they have a magic run in them. I think I'm actually not surprised to hear that you guys didn't do well in Delaware because I think winning an individual championship is an extreme high,
Mm.
and it is hard. As I did it in Virginia, and Adam played against me. I was good on Sunday, but I wasn't near the guy I was the whole week long. and it was almost like I was just happy. Like I was okay because I won, right? You know, you're the champion, and I think that's played a part to you not being as focused. But I think Spartan's going to be a team that certainly runs with it and
Mm-hmm.
has a great 18 months. You guys, again, another team that complements each other so well. And it's hard not to root for Sean, man. Like, I love Sean so much.
Yeah.
So, my third team, though, like, it is tough. This is a tough question because I think you can make an argument for Fury, Vipers, Flying Birdies, Team Brick, Keystone. But I'm gonna actually go with Keystone because not that I don't. I think I love the uniqueness of Fury, and I love the powerhouse of Vipers, and I love the relationship obviously between Jamie and Krista. And it's hard to tell what other teams come up, but I think Big Cat is in a funk, and when he gets out of that funk with how well Zach is playing,
Yeah.
that team is like Big Cat will figure it out. Everyone has their moments, and I know he didn't play nearly as well as he would have liked in both San Diego and Delaware, but I bet you coming out of August, he's going to have a good tournament in his home state. He'll rebuild the confidence,
Yep.
and I bet you we see Keystone firing on all cylinders in New England and Virginia. So I don't want to pick not Fury or Vipers for anything other than I
Mm-hmm.
actually think Big Cat and Zach haven't even hit what they're capable of yet. So I want to just recognize them for that. So
Yeah.
I agree with that, and I was thinking about them as well at that moment too. I mean, I went with Fury right now because they have the ability to mix things up, and strategically that might come into play on some of
oh,
these
big time.
these different
That's a huge advantage that I
these
think will
different
definitely
courses that,
show.
especially like if we go to New England and we're not sure what that course is yet, like depending on the course sizes and lengths and stuff, sometimes the strategy of having maybe even a male female team like
Mm-hmm.
Krista and Jamie did, like you have the tee
Absolutely.
boxes changing and stuff. But
Right.
I think that when we get back to Virginia, because realistically, Big Cat and Zach, that's their championship to defend.
Right.
So
Yeah.
us going back to Virginia and them being there, I think their focus is going to be like, hey, we're going back to Virginia, we're going to win this. We may
Well, and I
not.
think right, and that's that whole like if Big Cat finds his mojo again, and I know he will, like what better time than taking Colorado off, having a regional tournament at his course,
Yep,
and then being like, okay, like I'm back, like Big Cat's back, and
exactly.
I think I could totally see that happening. So, like I said, and I think I agree with you. Like I think next year at the Classic, like the Fury Fling squad having Brooke and Britt together. I know like they both were not feeling the best Sunday after how much they partied,
Right.
but like you put together a team like Jack and Brandon on their own course, and I mean that's like almost a lock for the top five,
Yep.
and then that Adam and Brooks together, like that's not even you can't even shrug your shoulders at that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the flexibility. I think the individual skills of Fury might not match some of the other teams, but I think the flexibility to be able to mold strategy is your
Yeah.
guys' strongest asset for 100%.
Oh
I
yeah.
think that's I think that's insane to be able to be and like you said like oh well here's a short par 5 for the girls. So
Mm-hmm.
like let's put Brooks with Britt actually and Britt gets the
Yep.
layup and then Brooks on the second shot on a par 5 is putting it by the pin like
Yeah.
that's
Mhm.
strategy and
It
I think
is.
that's unique stuff. So, but yeah, I think all the teams are good though. So I want to
Mm-hmm.
give a shout out to Flying Birdies. I think Jamie and Krista totally balled out in Delaware to be
Oh
able to
yeah.
come in with the second
Unreal.
best score after 18, and then they finished third, so they beat all those teams of guys and they
Oh
use
yeah.
strategy. So like they're definitely someone that we can't just forget. And I feel like there's going to be some other sneaky teams that find
Mm-hmm.
their way
Oh
find
yeah.
their way into what we do. And like Jason and Jonathan, like the
Yeah.
two guys from West Virginia,
They
like
play all the
damn
time.
well
Yeah, they play all the
they
time
play
together.
all the time. And
Yeah.
then you think about like I feel like I don't know what Big Dog's going to do with my little brother in regards to how professional they
Mm-hmm.
get, but like Big Dog is a great player, Cutter's a great player.
Hmm.
So like there's two guys that are like free agents. So I mean technically so is Jonathan and Jason. So
Yep.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. There's so much and Brian Sanders who we talked about last week a little bit
Mm-hmm.
too. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I just wanted to present that question to you guys, and based on team stuff, I think the teams are going to be really good for this sport.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. Really, just it's another element, and
Oh,
it's
definitely. It's definitely. I mean, and
another exciting way to.
and the thing is,
I
you
think it's
you.
also approachable, right?
Oh
To
yeah.
jump in, you can play 18 holes, but you're only really throwing 9.
Yeah.
Much
Yeah,
more approachable to jump in and play in the tournament.
way more approachable. It feels like what FlingGolf is. You're playing with friends. It's the camaraderie, and and honestly, like me and Mike, we're like becoming really close friends. So we'll always pick on each other about Showtime and Main Event, but like all of us can partake in the shit talk of the team stuff
Oh yeah.
because like team trash talk just hits differently than individual trash talk.
Yeah,
It just does, right? Like, and as the fans get growing and people are like loving fling golf and they're actually picking their favorite team and they're following that team, that's going to be so cool for all of us. It just really
hmm
is.
well, I think that it combines that the fun aspect of fling golf, but it's like a different level of challenge for the individual, right? Because again, the alternate shot format, you might not putt for several
For an
holes,
hour,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
or
Yeah.
you might not have, a shot from a certain distance, and you've got to trust yourself to make it, or, you know, depending on how you're playing. Like, I left Jack in a couple of places that he wouldn't have normally put himself, but he's able to recover.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
you're able to kind of draw some of the best stuff out of each other as well.
And that's
Right.
what I like about it. You like Austin said earlier, you may have a bad few holes yourself or something when you're playing in your individual event. Maybe it shakes you, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you start losing it and you go downhill from there. But with a team event, like you have a bad throw. Say I throw it in the water, I throw it in the sand or something like that. But then your partner steps up and and we've seen it before. Well, case in point, San Diego was a perfect example, right? We ended up, I think it was just in a practice round, but anyways, I threw it in the sand and SVL had that shot out of the sand, which he could barely even touch his ball, and he sank that from like 20 feet away. So it's things like
Right.
that. You may have a bad shot, but your partner could recover for you. And
Mm-hmm.
then that changes your momentum. Okay, now we're back at it. Now let's just put that hole behind us and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
100%. I'll tell you guys, Neil told me yesterday, the team championship there in Delaware. Adam, obviously you were playing, so you didn't
Mm-hmm.
see it, but uh, the Vipers and Flying Birdies got within 4 strokes of Sam and I going into the sixth hole. And I had the tee on six, and I threw it, and it wasn't completely behind that willow tree, but it was
Mm-hmm.
enough to make it interesting. But Sam ended up putting it like 30 feet from the cup on the green. And if
Nice.
you listen to the audio, you hear me like I just like just loud like.
Yeah.
But then, but dude, like Sam and I both were so on then, but we were feeding off of each other, like because
Mm-hmm.
we
Mm-hmm.
were kind of messing around. We were letting them get back into it, and then like he nails it. I literally lipped out a birdie for us with the clean
Mm-hmm.
sweep, and
Wow.
then the very next shot he almost gets a hole in one.
Right.
So like
Mm-hmm.
we were just like, but I think that like you're saying though, Mike, like your partner can pick you up and it just makes you it's different. It's so hard, but it's so much fun. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it just creates good relationships too amongst the teammates. So I think
Yeah.
it's so much fun. I love the team stuff. I'm obviously all about the individual and I love promoting Showtime and being who I am. But I get to do that as well on Apex and I think that's
Right.
I just love it,
Exactly.
guys. Like I'm telling you, I love the team stuff so much. So
Yeah. I mean, I love the aspect of I like the team thing because it encompasses not just you. I mean, yeah, like main event's great and championship and stuff, and SVL, is one of the OGs,
you've
but
been
ha-
waiting to say that. Yeah, main event's great.
but like the Spartan, I love just being whenever I talk about Spartan, it's not just me. Like I'm talking about
Yeah.
right now, me and Sean, and eventually
Mm-hmm.
that could be other players. So, but when you say Spartan, the people are automatically going to think of those two people or those four people, like they do with
Mm-hmm.
Fury and they do with Apex and Keystone. Like people know who those players are just based on that team name. So
Mm-hmm.
I like that aspect. And
It's
same thing
power.
like with Pennsylvania. Like Spartan. I know Showtime got a hole in Pennsylvania as well, and Spartan went and got a hole there as well first. Um, but just to have Spartan at an event like that representing is for a team. It's just I like the idea of trying to grow the brand through our teams as well as just our individuals.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I thought about doing that for Apex, but the only reason why I did Showtime is because I don't believe I can make the tournament in August, and only because I have one of my best friend's weddings the very next weekend, and then we're going up a third weekend for Brooke and Britt's family reunion. So I don't think I can make 3 straight weekends to Pennsylvania.
Right.
And so it was like, all right, well, and I promised Big Cat and Delaney that I would help. So I was like, all right, well, I know I can help sponsor a hole, and I'll do that. So, but we'll see what happens. I would love to go, but man, 3 weekends is tough. So,
yeah.
And
I mean, we're still at that place where I think we all want to go and compete. We all want to go and hang out as well.
yeah.
But we, still have day jobs.
So
Most of us have day jobs, right?
I mapped it out the other day, and believe it or not, it's actually further for me to go to Greenville, Pennsylvania, than it is me to go to Delaware. Oh, wow. It is. It's further.
Pennsylvania's wide.
Yeah, but it's
Pennsylvania's so wide.
It's further over there. When I mapped it out, it was like an hour further drive to get to theirs than it was to Delaware. I'm like, holy shit! But I'm still going. I'm still going.
I hope I can make it. I haven't made a decision this week or when this episode airs, but like I said, it's tough. But I'm sure it'll be amazing. I'll be on a poster, and I hope everybody takes a selfie with my sign, post it, and I'll reshare it. Cool.
You know those bumper stickers that shows the guy like urinating on the Ford symbol or whatever. We're gonna get a perfect photo of the Spartan back of a Spartan T-shirt urinating on the Showtime thing that's on the hole right there. So that'll be
whatever. I'll still share it. It still has the Showtime logo.
That'd be a great picture, actually.
That would be funny, but you already said it, so now you can't do it. That would have been a great little
Oh no, I'll still do it. I'll still do it.
So hey, when we got a few more weeks until the Colorado Open. Let's finish with LFC. We'll finish on this question. This was another would you rather I forgot last week. I'm glad I wrote them down on my phone and didn't keep them in order. Would you rather win a longest fling shot championship or be the first person to get a swarmy in a tournament?
Ooh.
So if I win an LFC, that means a lot of people aren't there. if I win an LFC, a lot of people aren't there. Therefore, I'm probably also winning the individual.
Yeah, right.
Because a lot of people aren't there. But getting that hole in one, that swarmy in a tournament, and if it's me, So with that being said, I'll take the longest fling because I think that's dude, guys, I just got like a hole in one's great, a swarmy is amazing, but like my ass winning the longest fling, I would talk so much more crap and shit about being that than anything because none of you guys should be losing to me in an LFC. So I get to play the underdog that way.
You would have to have a lot more on your ass, I think, to win that too.
Right.
By the way, Austin, you're looking nice and trim. Shout out to whatever regime you're on, man. But yeah, looking good.
A little something. So don't worry about it though.
Looks a little scrawny to me.
Dude, I don't know. Look at these deltoids, bro. I moved up to the Revelation growlers.
Oh, the 32-ounce ones now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mike, what are you taking? You want the Swarmy or do you want the LFC?
So that's difficult because I think I would go with the LFC just because everybody's watching that. You might get a swarming when you're playing in the tournament, but not everybody's going to see it because everybody's playing. Unless it's the last hole, ninth hole on the final 9 holes, and everybody's watching. then everybody's gonna see it. But other than that,
Everybody's taking that though. If the question would have been a Swarmy
Right.
on the
yeah,
27th hole,
then yes, I would take that.
everyone's taking that.
Yeah.
But
But
I
if
think
it,
the longest fling,
yeah,
it's a championship.
yeah, well, especially if it comes with the belt, because if it comes with the belt like Brooks has, then I'm gonna be wearing that shit all the time. Like
Dude,
I don't know how he doesn't even wear that to work.
dude.
I'd be wearing it to work. I'd be wearing it to the
If
gym.
We don't know
dude,
that he doesn't.
oh my god, if I had that championship belt, I'd be wearing that shit when I'd be rocking Navy to bed,
all the time.
like grocery shopping. Like I would literally walk into the clubhouse every day, slap the thing, and look at Brandon and be like, and just be
Exactly.
like, "Let's go."
Yeah. Raising
So
that
I
shit up
would,
everywhere you go. Just raise it up. Raise it up.
I would. Oh my god. So like, yeah, winning an LFC would be so much fun, and I know that I'm never gonna do it. So it like hurts my heart thinking about right now that I'll never get a championship belt. But I do have some badass gold necklaces that I get to rock and
There
wear,
you
so
go.
it's
That's
okay.
true. Yeah.
What about you,
And
Adam? What are you choosing?
yeah, I mean, for all the reasons you've said, the LFC would be awesome. But I think I'll take the Swarmy. I've never had a hole in one,
Right.
and yeah, even though you may not get all the eyes on it, depending on where it is, you do get that gets mentioned in the record books.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that goes down somewhere. It also could go down in lore. So I don't know if this is the case because Mike, I think your shot on 8 in the individual tournament came pretty close to going in. But one of my favorite moments of any of the tournaments I've played in was the team tournament in Virginia, and I forget where we're coming around, but Kathy and then Sean both said Latham almost got a hole in one
Wow.
when he was playing. It was I think it was hole 4, that real short one that goes downhill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was his turn to throw, and it just rolled right past the cup.
Oh,
But,
Man,
so
that would have been
I think
cool.
about that and
Yeah.
how cool it would be
oh
for,
my God. Yeah.
for a 10-year-old at that point to have
Yep.
gotten to the Swarmy. That would have been pretty
No
awesome.
kidding. And all the pissed off
That would've been
adults
really
that never
cool.
got one, right?
That would have been really cool.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
So well, all right. So the next question, then the last question you were going to ask.
I was going to say is who's taking LFC in Colorado?
Oh well, I don't mean to brag, but I don't know. I got a box of Wheaties that I'm bringing, so
I think it depends who's there. If Brooks' presence is there, it's hard to not pick Brooks.
oh my God.
I
mean-
feel like because the LFC is going, he and I haven't texted in a little while, but I feel like he's going to be there.
I hope he is.
I hope so. He's on the
for
poster.
defending the event.
Yeah, I hope Brooks is there. But I know who I'm taking, and I'm taking Apex team member Sam Scantron, baby. He's gonna win that damn thing. He's gonna bring another championship back to Apex, and
No.
that'll give him 2 championships that weekend and me 2 championships that weekend.
Oh, you guys are ridiculous. That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. No. There's gonna be a little bit of a break in between events right there. And you ever seen like the Dumb and Dumber where he's pouring the stuff in the guy's tea thing or whatever? Well, that might be Sam's drink right before we go to the longest fling. Be like, here, Sam, take a swig of this. Just have a little bit of this. You'll be all set.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be taking a swig of something or a hit of something, my man.
Mike,
Here's my top. Here's my.
What's that?
Are you taking yourself?
So I
Feel free to.
can honestly
You got-
say that I've outthrown Sam, I've outthrown Big Cat, I've outthrown Austin a bunch of times. Brooks
I've
though,
thrown you a couple times.
you have. If Brooks is there,
Sneaky. I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna be fucking sneaky.
Brooks has a hell of a throw. I mean, he's just got a natural like, oh my God, it's
It's
gone.
so effortless.
And somebody that's I don't believe is going to be there, but another person that has a really good throw is Jason Bellinger. Like he's got a hell of a throw when he wants to dial it in.
Is Liberator going? Do you know?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
But if Brooks is there, then I would take Brooks. And if Brooks isn't there, then it's Ken's area. I mean, he's already used to the elevation. He's already throwing it 260, 270 sometimes with that elevation. I don't know where we're gonna be. and Sam is obviously right
I'm
there.
pretty
But
sure some of the other fling golfers are more used to higher elevations, if you know what I mean, than Ken. So, Ken's
well,
used to the high elevation, but there's guys that are used to higher
that's true. That's
elevation.
true. I'll say
So
the
no,
same thing that
Ken's in the running. Ken's
Yeah.
definitely in the running. My dude's ripped. He throws bombs.
yeah,
I
exactly.
already have my top five. I already know how it's going to go.
Well, and for me, like I said before to Austin several times, is on any given day, right? Any given day, somebody
That's
could
right.
come out and have those Wheaties that they ate that morning, and that shit is just gonna go. So
Hey,
it's gonna
you
be
catch a
fun,
you catch a sprinkler head.
right?
You
That's right.
catch a hard pan spot that doesn't get water. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if these people are all there, here's how I think it's going to go. I got Sam, Brooks, Ken, Main Event, Showtime. I'm making I want top
Your
five.
top five.
I've told
I'm
Neil,
curious
I've
about
told Sam.
that little one at the end. I'm not too sure about that.
I made myself the smallest one on the hand, and that's about the height there too. So it's fine. Like one doesn't belong. Now the thumb, he should be up there, but I think I think my ability to shape shots and still be one of the top 10 throwers, like if the wind is blowing a different way and you guys only throw fades and it plays for a better draw, I'm not going to say that hurts me. I'm just saying, like, there's definitely, I can just like Team Fury, I can shape shots. I can play a little bit more strategy than I think just going up there and ripping at it. So, but with that being said, I don't know. I've never really just tried to send one, and when I do, like I've outdriven you before, Mike. I've
Hmm.
outdriven Ken a couple times, and Jake, and Big Cat. So and Neil. So like I've thrown bombs. It just matters depends on when they happen.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Yep.
But I just want top five. At least I want to be the longest thrower from Delaware, so
Right.
I can just come back with a little mini belt. Like, I'm not WLF LFC. I'm Delaware
Hey, you know
LFC.
what? I'll buy you. They're no longer a sponsor, but I'll buy you a mission belt if you get
There
Yes,
you
that.
go.
So, but
I
I picked
love
the
that.
design.
Okay, that dude, totally fine, totally
Nice.
fine. We can even let Gwendolyn bedazzle it.
There we go. There we go.
Nice.
Cool, cool. Well, this was a fun episode.
Yeah,
So
we
I'm
kept it
gonna
nice and
take
short
back
again.
over.
Yeah,
Nice and
right.
short. This is what happens. So this is what happens when you come on the after show and you realize it's actually a lot of fun. You don't want to leave. And Mike is a testament to that. So if anybody wants to get on the after show, all you have to do is A, talk shit about it, and
Right.
then B, we'll bring you on. And then we will talk for what is 2 hours, 2 weeks apart
I was gonna
now
say
if
we'll,
we're
we'll
playing
tell you
back
it's
and
only
forth.
going to be 15 or 20 minutes, but we'll keep
Right.
you up maybe past your bedtime.
Exactly.
You
Right.
never know. So,
It's all
but
good stuff,
anyways,
though. All good stuff.
it's all it's
Yeah.
all great stuff. So I will wrap this up. Once again, huge shout out to all the team sponsors. Shout out to Volvic and Yada and Odin and Pins and Aces and everybody around doing things. Grunk Dolpher, I'll throw them out there too,
Yep.
and Breakfast Ball. Shout out to everybody for supporting the teams. And good luck to everybody in the upcoming WLF tournament out in Colorado. So it's going to be a lot of fun and can't wait to compete. So we will see you guys next time.
See you, everybody.
So, yeah. Thanks.